So welcome everyone. My name is Kaleen O'Connor and I am joining you from the Tampa Bay area of Florida here on the Gulf Coast. It is rainy right now, which is good. We need some rain. But anyway, I hope everybody's doing well. You're in for a real treat tonight. We've got a phenomenal presenter that's joining us. I'm your host, and we're going to dive into the world of cellular health. So if you're used to thinking big picture, you can think big picture, but we're going to do it from an internal viewpoint, learning a little bit about what happens inside the body and how we create an environment of wellness and how that's changing the world. So if it's your first time joining us, welcome. We're fairly informal. We are in webinar mode, so I know we can't see you as a participant, but you can definitely communicate any questions to us in the chat box. And if we can, we try to leave a little bit of time at the end for questions. So feel free to do that and we'll make sure to respond at the end. I may put some links in the chat box too as our presenter shares phenomenal information with us. So with no further ado, because your time is valuable, I'd like to introduce Stevie Aquilina. He's our main presenter tonight. Dan Doyle often joins us, but he is literally in the air at the moment traveling, going to his next adventure for a few days. So Stevie is really has just invested so much time to understand this breakthrough that we're teaching you about today. And it's a true privilege to have him with us, you know, because of his knowledge, because of his leadership, and because of his compassion that he has as a family man and a humanitarian and all kinds of good stuff. So I don't want to steal away from his story because he does a great job telling it. But Stevie, thank you for joining us tonight.
Hey, thank you very much for having me. And it's a real privilege to work with you because you're just, a tremendous lady and leader and business mind and entrepreneur. And you're just helping people everywhere you go. And I'm not just talking about your team. I know that you help many people no matter where they are and who they are or where they come from. And so I know that you feel very sincerely about this mission of this organization to better people's lives and to be a force for good in the world. So it's really good to walk with you in time to the beat of your heart, which is, to really have an impact and make a difference. So thank you. I'm really fortunate to have you as a colleague and a friend. All right. Thank you everyone for being here. It is a great honor to be able to have your time because it's far more valuable than money, I've discovered over the years. Because if you've paid money to be here and you haven't, because we're giving this information away for free because we feel it's a gift that should be given to you. But if you paid money, you didn't like what we had to say, we would just refund your money, but your time is non-refundable. So I just want to say from the depths of my heart, thank you very, very much for being here and spending your extremely valuable time with us. So let me jump straight into this presentation for you. As Kaleen said, my name is Stevie Aquilina, and in case you couldn't tell by my Crocodile Dundee accent, my family and I, we are from Australia, and we are originally from Sydney, but now we live on the Gold Coast, and that was a dream come true when we can make that happen. We are literally minutes from beautiful beaches, mountains, rainforests, coastal cities, theme parks, and we enjoy it all, and we love it. I'm very blessed with a life and income and time and freedom that allows me to enjoy a really great lifestyle with my family. And look, fortunate enough to also be taken to many parts of the world that once upon a time, to be honest, way too far out of my reach because the good vibes and good times have not always been the case. I was a very awkward, difficult, and strange and weird child to try and parent and school, and I never made the grades. I was often told on a daily basis that I was just stupid and useless. And I figured out when you're told something often enough, especially while you're young and impressionable enough, you kind of start to believe it. Now, later on, I became a teenage runaway and a high school dropout. And with that kind of thinking, I walked myself way off track on life's journey throughout my teens and 20s. And I had more than 20 different jobs in less that time. For over a decade, I was a very dumb but very good-looking bouncer in what used to be the most popular nightclubs in Sydney. Okay, kidding about the good-looking part, but not about the dumb part. And I was a bouncer in King's Cross, by the way. That's used to be Sydney's most popular nightclub area, but it was closed down because it was just too much trouble and too much organized crime. Now, look, I was always a daydreamer, but I had difficulty being a daydream believer. And what I mean by that is I had big dreams and I wanted to be, do, have, and I really wanted to be able to give more actually. but I had little self-confidence, a little self-esteem. So I'd done little with my life and kind of had little to give is what I believed. Physically, I've always been athletic, even right now, mainly in martial arts. But back then, I had health troubles, autoimmune disorder, inflammatory issues, severe skin, respiratory, and gut conditions most of my life. Lots of bad injuries. You wouldn't have known it looking at me, though. And financially, I got myself stuck in go nowhere jobs with hopes going nowhere, no prospects, no financial security, and I mean no financial dignity. And this is how embarrassingly broke I have been. Behind, I've had the phone, electricity, and gas cut off. I've not been able to run my car on anything than just more than the fumes of petrol, if I could have even afforded to run it at all. I've not been able to make the rent. I've been evicted, and I mean no financial dignity. I believed in possibilities, but I doubted my potential. And so with that kind of confusion and uncertainty, I was trapped, unfulfilled, unhappy, frustrated, and just unable to be who I really wanted to be. Now, as for the things in my life that were fortunate, because there's always good, some bad, but there's always good, right? So I'm not an idiot. Here's the best thing that ever happened to me. First, I met the girl of my dreams. And right then and there, more than ever before, I was motivated to become more. And the big deal to me was not only did I think she was pretty hot and tempting, but she believed in me too. And she always told me that I was more. And that was long before I could tell myself that. And so it really made a big difference. And I kind of figured out again when you're told something often enough, right? Now, also, I was introduced to this company's life-changing breakthrough opportunity, training, ethos, and culture. And let me tell you, the company leaders are extremely successful people, and they believed in me too. And they taught me how to believe and become more. And so today, instead of having health and wealth problems, I've solved them, and I have the honor of helping others to solve them too because of this life-changing breakthrough. And instead of financial insecurity and indignity, I have security and dignity because of this life-changing opportunity. And instead of being trapped, unfulfilled, unhappy, frustrated, now I have more with the ability to believe and continue to become more and give more because this company's training has shown me a life-changing better way. And let me tell you, if a very good looking but very dumb, no hoper, evictee, high school dropout and all that can do it, anybody else can do this too. And so now I really want nothing more than to spend the rest of my life doing everything I can to better people's lives in at least any one of these life-changing ways too. So first, what I'm going to share with you is the most significant health and life science breakthrough of our lifetime. Medical experts say this is a very big breakthrough, greater than the discoveries of DNA or penicillin. And for 2 decades, science had declared this was impossible. Yet this is a breakthrough with enormous potential, proven by renowned universities and world-leading laboratory medical studies, a very advanced breakthrough, 15 years ahead of its time. Any health goals, challenges, problems, concerns you can think of, remarkable results, and drug companies wanted it all shut down. But more about that a little later. Before I tell you what this is, let's be clear about what this is not, because this is nothing like anything else you've ever seen before. And what I mean by that is what we're going to talk about goes well beyond drugs or nutrition, well beyond any type of ingredients or technology you already know about, because what I'm about to show you is an entirely new frontier in science, truly groundbreaking, category creating, and a real deal healthcare breakthrough. The ASEA Redox cell signaling technology is a drink that contains active redox signaling molecules. And aside from being a mouthful, what are those? Redox signaling molecules are made by your cells, so they are native to your body. They are your cellular messengers that affect your cell-to-cell communication, every single system, function, and operation of your body. And I mean all the way down to your genetic expressions in a positive way. And it does it by doing this. Redox signaling, by the way, is actually a remarkable process because it is the actual process that empowers your body to heal itself. And that's by telling your cells, these redox molecules, telling your cells how to protect healthy cells, how to repair unhealthy cells, and how to replace damaged cells when they're too far gone to be repaired. Now, redox signaling molecules also activate your body's immune system to protect against bacteria, viruses, and infection. I mean, the bottom line, just to keep this short, is that redox signaling molecules is what keeps cells functioning and healing at optimal levels. Now, this is very important, but why is it so important? Because we are all made of cells. We live and die at the cellular level. And so redox signaling molecules are creating healthy cells, allowing them to be healthy, which means that makes up a healthy body. And then, of course, that's what leads to a healthy life, right? Now, redox signaling molecules are the keys to life, because they are essential for the activation and function of all of our normal physiology. All of our major systems, biochemical, physiological, all of it critically depends on redox signaling. Critically, because if all of your cells were to suddenly stop making redox signaling molecules right now, you wouldn't live longer than just a few more mere seconds. Without your redox signaling molecules, life ends. And so if our bodies already make them, redox signaling molecules that is, then why do we need to give our bodies more? Well, when we're born, we do make an abundance of redox signaling molecules. That's generally why children have so much energy. Have you ever noticed how they can run around all day and not wake up sore the next day? Or if they get injured or ill, they bounce back very quickly. You notice that too? However, as we age, doesn't all of that change? As we age, as well as we are bombarded with stress, toxins, poor diet, and all sorts of other environmental assaults, both man-made, yes, but also natural, our cells actually break down. And our body's ability to make redox molecules declines daily because it's the cells that are making them, but they're breaking down. And so without as many of these redox signaling molecules giving clear cell signals, it means that our cells aren't able to function and protect themselves and heal as good as they could. And so all of those functions become slow, which means our cells break down more. And then we lose even more redox signaling molecules. It's this vicious cycle that then also leads to our health, wellness, youth, and vitality breaking down. Make sense? Now, SEER takes science seriously, and so is highly committed to ongoing research with renowned universities and world-leading laboratory medical studies, allowing these outside and independently reviewed studies to prove the potential of a SEER redox signaling supplementation. So now we can break that vicious cycle of breakdown and depletion, right? And these studies are also demonstrating the safety and efficacy of the ASEA redox products and certifying them as safe and effective in everybody. Now, ASEA takes science, ASEA is within a very real and significant space of science, is what I should say, because redox science is based in Nobel Prize winning research. In fact, since the first Nobel Prize was awarded to these three professors back in '98 for the first discovery of a redox signaling molecule, there have now since been multiple redox signaling molecules discovered, which are all in ASEA, by the way, and multiple Nobel Prizes have been awarded for research in this field of redox science. If you went along to pubmed.gov, which is where all peer-reviewed medical studies are published, and you typed in redox signaling, you would see well over 33,000 results. There are more than 1,500 medical textbooks that have been published on redox signaling molecules, and this slide will already be out of date, with around 150 studies coming out almost every single month. Now, look, according to medical researchers, as well as reported in the Huffington Post, which in this article I'm showing you had ASEA in it, redox signaling is one of the fastest emerging fields in science that will shape all of our lives in the coming years. Now, listen to this. There are now multiple universities who've received tens of millions of dollars in grants to open up redox research centers. There are now global medical conferences and congresses being held about redox. And medical doctors are specializing in redox, with one such professor, a doctor at Harvard Medical School, who has a PhD and title that includes Director of Redox Medicine. And ASEA, as for being outside of all of this and ahead of all of this, they are light years ahead of all of this. Now, ASEA redox users enjoy cell signaling benefits, which translates to health at its most foundational level. Here's just one example, just one. ASEA redox has been scientifically tested and shown to signal the activation of genetic pathways. Yep, genes affect genes that improve immune system health, help maintain a healthy inflammatory response, help maintain cardiovascular health and support arterial elasticity, improve gut health and digestive enzyme production, and modulate hormone balance to support vitality and wellness. Now, these genes are key in the health of every individual and play a vital role, not just in the 5 mentioned human health areas, but also in dozens of additional genetic pathways. And moreover, ASEA redox has also been scientifically tested and shown to enhance your body's own production and efficiency of antioxidants by up to 800%. Further studies show that ASEA lowers oxidative stress. Now, the head professor of this university study has come forward saying that one of the most important effects of ASEA on disease risk factors is its ability to reduce oxidative stress. And medical experts got very excited about this, saying it was very significant because all degenerative health conditions are caused by oxidative stress. And on top of that, from rigorous toxicology studies, ASEA is proven to be 100% safe, 0% toxicity. Why? Because redox signaling molecules are native to your body. They're already in you. Your body already makes them. It's just that now your body can't make as much of them as it used to be able to when it was younger and healthier. And so if you have health challenges, or if you have people that you care about who do, if you have a wish that you could look, live, and feel young once again, if you have the very, very, very good sense for protecting your health because you don't want to become old and unwell, right? Or if you have a goal of having higher levels of human performance, greater athleticism, better in sport, bigger and stronger in the gym, or whether you have all of these goals, any health goal you can think of, redox users and medical doctors are seeing just remarkable results. But you don't need to take my word for it. On the note of medical doctors, here are some right now. Let's listen to what the doctors have to say.
Redox signaling molecules are like the DNA whisperer. They signal cells to be healthy. And because of age, because of medications, because of toxicity in the environment, you lose your ability to make the redox signaling molecules. So having them with ASEA simply replenishes what your body is doing natively when you were young. You know, I've been in the business for 40 years, and this is the first time that I've ever heard about the redox signaling molecules, which to me is a breakthrough of the 21st century, akin to the electric light bulb in the 20th century and maybe even the discovery of penicillin. Because your body is a redox signaling program, and to be able to replenish it on a day-to-day basis, internally and externally, is not just a breakthrough, it's a game changer.
Health is something we have to earn. What can I do to get to the root of things and really prevent problems from happening? Is it possible? And the answer is yes.
You know, I think most people don't actually really consider their health until it's gone. So it's the choices that we make today that are going to determine the level of our wellness and our health and our healthy longevity tomorrow.
We want to keep people healthy. We don't want to see that deterioration. The whole process of the anti-aging and regenerative medicine that I'm so passionate about is on the premise that we can maintain energy, we can maintain health.
So prevention is key, but people need to value it, and people need to understand what it is and take responsibility.
Inside every cell in your body, you're constantly producing negative and positive molecules called oxidants and reductants, and the contraction of that name is redox.
So with these molecules, we're amping up that communication. We're helping that cell signal.
Without these cell signaling molecules, we simply wouldn't do the gene replication that we need, the DNA sequencing that we need. These redox signaling molecules interact throughout the body with every cell that we know.
Every cell in our body needs these molecules for communication purposes. The more balanced they are, the more abundant they are, the healthier we are.
ASEA actually has the combination of the oxidants and the reductants that the body makes. So all we're doing with ASEA is enhancing what the body is already doing.
Having a product, a technology that's native to the body doesn't have to worry about detoxifying it because it knows exactly what to do with redox molecules. It's one of, if not the safest recommendation I ever make to a patient.
They found a way to stabilize them outside the body. And you can actually put them back into bodies that are deficient in those molecules. That's a game changer.
To have something that at its molecular level is native to the body is nothing short of a breakthrough.
This is something that's foundational for health, for every cell. It affects every cell in our body. And not just the cells, but the very DNA within those cells. You know, we talk about the discovery of DNA as being a huge breakthrough, the discovery of penicillin. Yes, these were absolutely huge discoveries, but now we have something that actually goes even deeper.
This is where the future lies, and this is why redox chemistry and supplements that employ this are so powerful.
They literally turn on and turn off, signal every single process in every living cell. And to be able to stabilize a product that allows us to replenish that is just a phenomenal breakthrough.
This has the capability to change the landscape of the healthcare system as we know it.
Now that we've spoken about cellular health from the inside out, let's show you what's possible from the outside in. And that is made possible by ASEA's topical versions of redox technology. They are Renew 28 Redox Gel and our intensive redox serum. That's the two products on the right. And these redox technologies are supported and enhanced by their complementary all natural ingredients products, our gentle refining cleanser and our ultra replenishing moisturizer. That's our two products on the left. But seeing really is believing, right? And a picture is worth 1,000 words. So let's just show you what our ASEA Redox technologies are worth with these amazing health, anti-aging, and age-reversing results. Now, as you look at the pictures here, what you're going to see is lines and wrinkles are smoothed out. Elasticity comes back to the skin, as you can see on that the first two pictures above each other on the above and below on the left. Skin blemishes, spots, dots, and marks. Now, people usually look in that red square, but look at the elasticity coming back to the neck of this lady as well, underneath the square. Now, irritations, inflammations, aggravations, and other signs of poor health to the skin being renewed. For young people too, being rejuvenated, improving the quality of life, and even the aftermath of some of these unfortunate conditions coming back to the proper surface of the skin. Now, this is Rosie, and the dramatic difference, I mean, check it out, that you're seeing in the first two pictures on the left, could not be seen by Rosie because she did not take those pictures, and she also believed that the products were not doing anything. She said they weren't working. Rosie went to see her doctor. That's who told Rosie about ASEA and who took these pictures. And when Rosie told the doctor that the products didn't work, the doctor showed these pictures to Rosie, and I guess the rest of the story can be seen here, right? Everyone says they want to see how ASEA goes, naturally, but Rosie missed the moment-by-moment changes by not taking pictures. And so she couldn't see how it was going. So please don't do that too. Take pictures. That's how you see how ASEA goes. And for anything you can't take a picture of, keep a written record instead. Now, some people notice results in reasonable amount of time, like 7 weeks for Rosie, and other people within 7 days. And most people can have an experience in around about 7 minutes. However, some people need to apply more product, more time, more patience, generally when there's more going on with their health. Now, what we know scientifically is that redox signaling molecules are all the same. They're the same in you as they are in me, as they are in animals, as they are in plants, as they are proven through university studies and world-leading laboratories to be in our ASEA Redox products. Now, studies show that ASEA Redox products have an immediate positive effect. They work in every single person, every single time. It would be scientifically impossible for them to not work in you and or even hurt you. But what does differ from person to person is the time it takes them to notice the change. Speaking of noticing the change, do you notice the change on this gentleman's face? This doctor actually did a little experiment of his own on his very own face and used Renew 28 on only half of his face, not the other. Can you spot the difference? Now, Renew 28 is not just for your face, arms, hands, bellies, buttocks, thighs, all over. Now, these pictures are actually from a study by a world-leading laboratory, and this study was done because there were many reports coming in from all over the world from people saying that their cellulite had disappeared while they were using Renew 28. And so scientists set upon double-blind, placebo-controlled clinical trials to see was there any truth to these stories. And what they found was after just 12 weeks, there was a 16% reduction in the appearance of cellulite. And when the scientists did ultrasounds to try and discover how this was happening, they saw that the subcutaneous fat causing the cellulite was actually being dissolved from the use of Renew 28. So Renew 28 helps reduce the appearance of cellulite and wrinkles, enhancing skin texture, smoothing the skin, and not just for visibly younger looking skin. Doesn't just make you look younger, but actually makes your skin healthier and therefore you healthier too. Now, Renew 28 helps soothe skin discomfort after things such as shaving or sun exposure, but Renew 28 is not just for the skin. It goes deeper than that. It helps soothe discomfort, you know, something that's hurting you or sore all around the body. And you can know about that in about 10 minutes. If you have some discomfort around your body, rate that discomfort on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most discomfort, and apply Renew 28 on that point 3 times within 5 minutes. And usually 9 to 10 out of every 10 people will notice a soothing or reduction of discomfort within approximately 10 minutes. Now, nothing I've said here today has been intended to diagnose anything that you're going through. And ASEA does not claim to treat or cure any diseases. And before I go on, I've got a lot more for you to, see here and get a feel for, especially in regards to this being a very big breakthrough and therefore creating in the background a very big opportunity to have an impact, to better people's lives, to make a significant difference and to be a force for good in the world and not just make people better, but make a better living as a byproduct of that. But before I go there, I really want to put an exclamation mark behind the word breakthrough. and hand you back to Kaleen for a moment. So thanks, Kaleen.
Fantastic. Thank you, Stevie. It's always amazing to see how the product really changes lives. And as he said, when you do start taking this product, you got to take pictures. You got to maybe even, keep a journal. So just to share a little bit about my own personal experience as well, my background is in international development and public relations. And most of my working life, I worked in the nonprofit world and lived all over the world running really cool projects. And, ASEA for me as a consumer has had incredible benefits, particularly from side effects I had years ago from medicine that I took as part of my, requirements for traveling. And, it's really turned on my body's ability to heal and repair itself. So I sleep better now. I have more energy. It's unbelievable. But what I want to share briefly with you, if it's okay with all of you tonight, is really the incredible benefit that the breakthrough has given me, which is perfect because then Stevie will really dive into how that can help anyone. So, I mentioned I was more in the nonprofit world, but when I married my wonderful husband, he's from Brazil. He is quite the entrepreneur, and together we launched a very, traditional brick and mortar landscaping business that we ran for years. And then life really, life factors came up that required us to need to move to a different part of the country and help some family members. And so we had to sell our business because we couldn't take it with us. And so we had this amazing business we built, customers we loved, but obviously they're not going to move with us and, bring their properties. So we had to sell the business and move to another part of the country, which is Florida here. And it's been wonderful, but we had to start over. And, what I didn't like about that was all that energy and create, and then, boom, here I am again having to start over. And so as we enjoyed the products as consumers and we started to look at how, the person that shared it with us and other people were sharing it, and the fact that it provided an opportunity, all of a sudden we realized, wow, this solved the solution of, in our case, we have family that live in countries all over the world. What if we need to go travel and be with them and help them, or just because we want to? Wouldn't it be amazing if we could run our business from anywhere in the world? And if we needed to move again, we wouldn't lose our clients. And so the business model that ASEA brings to the table for all of us around the world made that possible for me and my family. And now I have the confidence that I can continue to build a lasting business, no matter what life throws our way, where we move, where we travel to. And it's something that I can pass down, to my children as well. So it's just been continues to be an incredible experience that I never thought was possible, coming from an employee in the nonprofit world to then a brick and mortar business. And so the second part of our webinar, where now Stevie's going to go into the story of, how the father and son, the founders of our company, made this possible. But also, if you're thinking about what this might mean for you, whether you've ever owned your own business or built your own business or not, Stevie brings in some phenomenal points on, and why that might be valuable, especially in the current world that we live in today. So Stevie, I'm going to bring you back in for the second part of our webinar.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kaleen. And yeah, thanks for running this ship for us, and also, being vulnerable and sharing your story and letting us know how this has impacted you. And folks, this is impacting lives by the hundreds of thousands, actually, hundreds of thousands in very, very significant ways. It's a very significant breakthrough. And with every great breakthrough comes great opportunity. And ASEA is a life-changing breakthrough. And that's created a life-changing financial opportunity behind all of it. And that is to make a living while bettering people's lives. It's a very exciting opportunity because our ASEA Redox products are the world's first and only redox signaling supplements for two very simple reasons. One, for nearly 3 decades now, no one other than just one man, Dr. Gary L. Samuelson, medical atomic physicist, no one but he has been able to figure out how to create and stabilize redox signaling molecules outside of the body. And for the 2 decades before Dr. Samuelson's breakthrough work, science had declared this was impossible. And two, ASEA is heavily patented, but that doesn't just mean that ASEA is not allowed to be copied legally. It would be illegal to copy ASEA, but ASEA can't be copied really anyway, because there's no way to look into a bottle of ASEA, and figure out how to reverse engineer it or figure out how to make it for yourself, because there are trade secrets in the making of ASEA. Secrets aren't in the bottle. And so it really can't be copied. And that means we have no copycats. And that means we have no competition. And that means no one in the world has what ASEA has. No one. And that's because no one else in the world, no other product in the world has what ASEA has, redox signaling molecules. And therefore, no other product in the world can do what ASEA does. None of them. Nothing else in the world can get to the depth and level of achievement in the human body as what ASEA can, because again, it is redox signaling molecules. And because redox works in everybody, and because everybody needs redox, and because nothing in the body works as well or at all, in fact, without redox, and because redox can't hurt anybody, and because no other products can make that claim, no juice, pills, super shake, fancy water, CBD oil, or whatever it might be, that means that ASEA holds massive opportunities across all health science sectors like nothing else ever has and probably ever will. And it doesn't matter whether it's healthcare and wellness, or whether it's sports science, athletic performance, or beauty, skincare, aging, longevity. These are multi-trillion-dollar industries. And again, ASEA is the only company in the world that everybody within these multi-trillion-dollar industries can get a redox supplement from. ASEA is an entrepreneur's dream. Now, we want to help people. We want to better people's lives and be a force for good in the world. That's our mission here at ASEA, and we can't do that on our own. And so we look for people to help spread the word. ASEA gives you the opportunity to be paid money just by sharing redox with others. Now, for people looking for either an extra, part-time, full-time, big-time, or legacy-leaving income, for people who have dreams of a better life, income, lifestyles, there are commissions, levels of commissions to meet whatever levels of ambitions. To be able to afford making your goals, dreams, and desires a reality, ASEA helps you create income that is both residual and leveraged. You receive a residual income, not just from the first, but from all of the ongoing repeated purchases made by every single person you refer to ASEA. And because you can refer as many people as you like, and because they can buy as many products as they want, not just up front, but again and again and again and again, and you get paid for all of it, that means that the residual income potential is unlimited. Now, on top, you also receive unlimited leveraged residual income from all of the ongoing repeated purchases made by every single person your contacts and others to infinite end also refer. And there's no limit to how far and wide and deep these referrals can go around the world. So just like when you recommend a good movie, TV series, restaurant, cafe, book, foodwares, home products, the list goes on, health products, right? Whatever it might be, people tell people about things who then tell even more people about those things. And it goes on and on and on. And by the way, word of mouth marketing is the oldest and still today #1 most powerful, effective, and most trusted form of marketing, most listened to form of marketing in the world. There's no limits. Think about it, especially with how connected the world is today. Word spreads worldwide very fast, very easily. And ASEA is currently in 35 countries and opening new markets every year. And based on existing trends, the annual turnover is projected to exceed $500 million in the next 5 years. Residual income is very impressive, but more so, it's very important. I like this little thing. It says, if you understood residual income, you would walk through a brick wall to get it. Well, if you came from where I came from, you'd probably be willing to crawl through broken glass first and then get up and walk through a brick wall if necessary, whatever it took to get it. And that's simply because I figured out this. I have residual bills, right? So it would make more sense to have a residual income. And people who don't figure this out don't just get the cool aspects, don't not get the cool aspects of residual income. They also get the negative side effects of not having residual income. Because do you know what happens to most people by the time they're 65? Out of every 100 people, only one of them is wealthy. They probably figured out residual income. Only 3 of them are financially secure. They have likely figured out residual income. However, 7 out of every 100 must still work to survive. Now that's at 65, and they're not working because they want to, but because they have to. That means they're a slave to the dollar, probably because they haven't figured out residual income. And 74 out of every 100 people are dependent on welfare by 65. Not just getting a retirement fund, but dependent on welfare. So what's going wrong? Does that sound like a good retirement plan to you? What is one of the main financial principles that the top 4% seem to figure out that the other 81% haven't? They figured out how to make money that is no longer dependent on their paid by the hour, selling their precious time for money, and time is more precious than money, or labor intensive or own activity job. JOB for me stood for just over broke, if that actually. Now, this is called active income, this type of income. And sooner or later, the truth is you won't be able to be as active as you are right now, right? It's inevitable, eventual and inevitable. That means you won't be able to have as much active income as you have right now. Inevitable. And this may even be more concerning if you're thinking, well, my active income or isn't enough as it is. This is a big problem, and it's one of the biggest problems 81% of people get trapped in. Now, money is an excellent servant, but a terrible master, and that really means if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you'll be a slave for money until you die. Now, I'm not saying jobs are bad. They're a good place to start for most of us, and if you truly do love your job, keep it. You're blessed. But still, regardless of that, find a way to make money outside of your job that won't interfere with what you're currently doing, because only relying on a single source of active income is not smart and dangerous to your financial security. So for people who are smart, who've been wanting to be in the right place at the right time, are able to recognize a good thing, who decide to take control of their finances, freedom, their security, their future, for people who aren't happy with the amount of money that they have or how they have to make it, for people who have dreams and want a better life, ASEA is a significant opportunity to have a significant impact in people's lives and to be paid a significant residual income from the inevitable growth of its global expansion to afford you those dreams and give you that real freedom. There's nothing better than making a living from bettering people's lives. That's what you get to do with ASEA. And it's just word of mouth. It's just sharing it with, just telling people about it. In fact, you don't even have to tell them that much. Invite them here. We'll tell them. Who we become and what we do is the biggest reward over and above any riches it will make you. Now, you can make really great money here, that's for sure. And you can even be rewarded on top with all expenses paid trips to 5-star luxury locations all around the world. Have a really great time, meeting great people, making great friends, having great experiences, and a great lifestyle. But you know what? Really, at the end of the day, it is the effect we have on others. That is one of the most valuable currencies there is. And that is the heart of ASEA. Now, the truth is, after big pharmaceutical companies were shown tens of millions of dollars and 17 years worth of powerful research, clinical studies proving ASEA, those drug companies offered to pay ASEA huge sums of money for the sole and exclusive rights to the ASEA Redox technology. However, those drug companies wanted ASEA to shut down and they wanted to take everyone off Redox. But thankfully, the founders of ASEA, Virtus and his son, Tyler Norton, had the very great foresight to see very grave concerns and consequences in such a deal. Because, you see, Virtus and Tyler saw people, not profits. They saw people who had come from severe health challenges that once left them and their doctors even feeling hopeless, to then experiencing life-changing power from Redox. And when Virtus and Tyler saw this, they were filled with a great sense of purpose and responsibility to get this breakthrough for humanity out to the world. And so Virtus and Tyler felt that they could not in good conscience sell out. That's why they didn't. They said no to the payout, yes to the people. You see, for Virtus and Tyler, what had once started out as just a very big business play had now become more. The ASEA founders turned down that huge sum of money from big pharmaceutical companies, deciding to go the supplement route, deciding to go the health route instead of the drug route. In order to expedite the availability of this technology globally, making it available immediately to everyone without a prescription. And one of ASEA's foremost guiding principles was demonstrated here, as is perpetually demonstrated in every decision they make, and that is to always put people and principles before ego and economics. The ASEA founders and corporate team come from big backgrounds, up to Fortune 50 backgrounds. They're exceptionally experienced, but their corporate soul revolves around putting people first, having an impact, making a difference, helping others to believe, belong, and become more, to be a force for good in the world. So you're in very good hands, no matter which way you look at it. Get back with the person who shared this with you. Let them know what stood out to you the most. If you have any questions, ask them. They can point you to where you can find the answers easily. There's plenty of university studies, but most importantly, there's hundreds of thousands of real people's life-changing Redox experiences for you to see. ASEA is the real deal. Now, if you want to be happier, healthier, live younger, stronger, longer, you may just want to become an ASEA customer. However, if you want more than that, if you have dreams and desires, if you want to be, do, have, and able to give more, if you want to help people be happier and healthier, if you want a better life, income, lifestyle, for you, for loved ones, for others, if you want to increase the prosperity of the planet, if you want to make a difference in the world, here's an opportunity for you. Become part of this Redox reality, and you can become more. If you'll just invite more people here, like someone has invited you here, if you just allow us to pass this information on for many, many others, you can and you will better the lives of many, many others. And as a byproduct of that, your life will become better in many, many ways. So thank you very, very much for spending this time with me. May you always be happy and well. Thanks, Kaleen.
Absolutely. Thank you, Stevie. That was awesome. So we just have a few more minutes and we're going to wrap up the webinar. And I just want to remind you too, if you have some burning questions that have come up from this incredible presentation, then don't be afraid to put them in the chat box, and we definitely will get to them. Okay. Just taking a moment here to get my screen to behave. Okay, here we go. All right. So this all comes back to the product, obviously. And so this particular slide that's here up front just shows you the entire product line that ASEA as a company makes available, obviously in our unique niche of cellular health, right? So wherever you are tonight, in terms of, or today, if you're over in Australia and Asia and that part of the world, want to just give you some quick orientation points on getting started, okay? So that as you get back to the person that invited you, you'll have this data to think with, or they might even be on the webinar with you tonight. So this is referring to our beautiful ASEA Redox drink that's full of the molecules that you've been learning about. You can see it does come 4 bottles to a case, so we don't sell it by the bottle. And this graph here on the left is really important to look at and explains why, because we've got over 10 years of consumer knowledge behind us, right? And over 12 million bottles that have been consumed in countries all over the planet. And you can see that if you just try a bottle, so you're just on it maybe for a week or a month, the graph that you're seeing represents the perception of the consumer in terms of feeling the changes inside their body. How is their body healing and repairing itself and feeling stronger, whatever their health goal was, right? And you can see if someone does a 3-month trial, now you've got a 95% reality of really seeing change, because you're restoring cellular communication through all the systems of your body. And you can't necessarily feel if your blood flows more quickly, or if maybe some inflammation went down on a genetic level, or whatever that is. You're not going to feel that necessarily right away. But over time, as the body's rebuilding, and repairing, you can see with at least 3 months is a good sweet spot, or even maybe 6 months, there's quite a difference. So think with that commitment. When you're going to do the drink, you want to take it properly, get on a good product plan with your distributor, and give yourself a good trial. This again just shows you our topicals. We saw the phenomenal before and after pictures of Rosie and different people that Stevie showed us tonight. And as a reminder, the white tube of gel on the far right is the all over body gel. And then the royal blue tube just to the left of that also has the live molecules, and they are twice as strong as the all over body gel. So they're for targeted areas, and that's a part of our phenomenal skincare line. So that's another thing you can take advantage of. And we didn't touch on it tonight, but we wanted you to know that the company also does make incredible whole food nutrition. Now, we're not the first ones to develop vitamins. Obviously, they've been a part of our culture for over 100 years. But what I love about our nutrition is that it is whole food nutrition, meaning there's nothing synthetic in it. And also the company went above and beyond to incorporate an absorption complex that's actually patented. So no matter what your gut health might be or your digestive health, you're guaranteed to really absorb these formulas, and they become the raw materials that the redox molecules then carry into the cells to get that repair going. So phenomenal formulas. This just gives you a quick summary of each of those points. Depending on where you live in the world, the way that the nutrition is sold might be a little bit different. But again, the person that invited you can go over that, okay? And this is kind of a final point on when you're purchasing your product. In the world of online shopping, a lot of us are members and on different third-party websites and marketplaces and things like that. And so you may sometimes see our product line for sale on some of those websites. We highly encourage you to get it directly from the distributor that invited you here tonight for various reasons. As you can see from looking at this visual, when you're getting it from an ASEA field educator registered distributor, You know that you're getting quality and purity. It's coming directly from a manufacturing facility with no vias, right? So we know the product is safe and non-toxic. We have it guaranteed directly from a third-party lab. Also, you can guarantee that you're not going to get expired product because our company has very strict policies on, product that they're shipping out. And by working with the distributor that's sharing this opportunity with you, you get incredible product support as well as ongoing education that you wouldn't get if you just randomly order it online somewhere. And that's really the reason why the whole company was created. And we didn't just put this on the shelf in a health food store or do just straight internet sales, because we want that quality and education and support to be there. Since this is a breakthrough for humanity, it does, you will benefit and get more, a greater consumer experience by, having that support line in. And the other phenomenal thing is with our accounts, you can be eligible for what we call free product points or loyalty rewards, right? So as Stevie said, you may just want to, live longer, better, stronger, and then get started as a consumer. And I'll show you a quick visual on the accounts in a moment. If you love helping people, or, you want to share this with others, again, we can work with you to create a business plan where you might just doing this to get your product paid for. You might want to just have a little bit of extra income every month, or you might really want to have a full-time income and walk away from your current income producing activity. So whatever that is, we definitely can, make this unique with your schedule and your time and your goals. This is just a quick visual that shows you the different accounts we have, because you actually get to open up your own account and then you have a direct line to our production facility, and the product is shipped from the closest warehouse around the world to you in literally 3 to 5 business days, which is pretty phenomenal. So you can choose a wholesale account as a customer. You can pay full price if you want and be a retail customer, but you can see with the wholesale accounts, you get 25% off the full price of the product whenever you order. Plus you get to enroll through our really user-friendly auto ship in the free product program reward I told you about. And the third account is the associate account where you can share the product with others and earn commissions. And the uniqueness of this account is that you would pay a one-time $40 US membership fee to open up that account, or the equivalent of the currency of the country that you live in. And then once a year, you would then pay a $25 US or equivalent to your country's currency annual renewal fee. And then you get all the benefits that you see here on the account, okay? So the whole idea, again, is we want to help you create and maintain a whole environment of wellness from the inside out, and live longer, better, stronger, to support your body's ability to maintain or reclaim health wherever you might be on the spectrum. And I want to end the webinar tonight with one of my favorite quotes from Vertis Norton. As you saw, he's one of the founders of our company. And he says, "We are all at the start of something big with great purpose. And right now is the moment that we begin influencing the future. We can change the world." And again, this is from Vertis. And you can see this really shows a bit of our company culture. It shows that the viewpoint that Stevie and I have as part of the team, that no matter where you are, in terms of if you're ready to get started and try the product today, or you have more questions, we invite you to be a part of our global project, to now about redox molecules and what's possible with these products. And so help us tell the story. You might be thinking of people that need these products, or are looking for a home-based business that they can, start from almost anywhere in the world. So, wherever it is, again, get back to the person that invited you, and don't sit on this information, because it is changing the world one cell at a time and one life at a time. And you can see that's why Stevie and I, along with all of the people we get to work with, are so passionate about this. Okay, so this officially ends our presentation. If you want to stop the recording, Stevie.